Hello, I'm Chris, and welcome back to Darlo to the Prem. And we're picking things up at the end of our successful League 2 season where we've picked up the championship. So today we'll go through the end of season bits and pieces, season review, and we'll see how we get on with transfers. Okay, so we'll start with the supporter profile update. We've got an extra 5.3 thousand social media followers. Nothing else really changed. Anything there? Attempt to avoid relegation from League 1 and strive to make progress on and off the field. Okay, yeah, that's good. So our club vision and expectations meeting then. So play defensively solid. Well, us form at the end of the season certainly wasn't that. Play possession, yes. Play high tempo, okay. Well, within the wage budget. Maximum 1-year contracts for 32-year-olds and avoid relegation from League 1. And at the end of the season, my contract expires. There we go. Right, let's accept that. Let's quickly check my contract situation. 28, so it is the end of next season. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, end of season team meeting. We just have to battle bravely against relegation. Let's talk about that. Yeah, good enough to avoid being drawn. That'll do it. Brilliant, just what I want to hear. Nothing else. Sod off and enjoy your holidays. Team report. Yes, we've got no right back. Our left back isn't much better. We've got one central defender. We've got a midfielder. We've got nothing up front at all. That's basically it. So, a few bits and pieces. I had a meeting recently and listed the number of players. So Dan Sussie's on the market. Patrick Brough is going to be another one that we need to do. So, as I said previously, that I'm just going to clean sweep the place, really. Jack Arthurs we're keeping, Mbaya we're keeping, Harry Anderson, definitely he can go. He's on far too much for money. Yeah, well, I don't care how you react, mate. It's the end of the season. Everyone else is going. Pharrell Willis is on the list. Tyler Fletcher, I'm still up in the air about him. I don't know. He might be good enough. He's only 20. Harry Wood's on the list. DeBolly on the list. Josh Andrews is nowhere near. Oh, he's out of contract anyway, so it don't matter. Romain Sawyers is retiring. Tobio Mole, 6 to 7 month injury. Fortunately, he's out of contract this year. Eastman on the market. Shaw on the market. Angman expires. Simpson expires. Bott expires. McLeod. If I could give him away, I certainly would. Caden Kelly, I believe, is transfer listed anyway, so that's fine. Adam Abbas, he's one of those where if he's out on loan, I don't really care. Porcelli might make it, and he's on loan anyway. So, yeah, that's... Oh, Ryan Schofield. That's the only one I haven't really decided. Let's face it, he's not particularly good enough. 800 quid a week. What have we got? 30% minimum release fee. Cost of 84,000. Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, he's going to get a 30% bonus. So he's going to be on over £1,000 a week. Our coach reckons he's a good League 2 player, so he can go. Loads of injuries, and the squad are now on their end of season break. And yeah, we'll leave it there. I'll crack on until we get to the end of season review, which will be shortly after the playoffs, I guess. Okay, so here we are with the end of season review. The new arrivals are star signing was Ryan Schofield, which, yeah, can't really complain about. Came in, he set a league record for 22 clean sheets, 715 average, not too bad at all. So the youngster Hafstein, 13 plus 5 with 10 goals and 2 assists, not too bad. Isaac Mbaya, he probably was my signing of the summer. Harry Anderson certainly played well. He's upset because I've transfer listed him. But 23 goal contributions, not too bad at all. Josh Andrews, big Josh. Sad to see him go, but 6'5" and he can't run, can't do anything. He was good for what he needed to be. And I've managed to click and done something. It must be back on there. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, Nick Jackson didn't play. Kai Yearn was rubbish, really, after his one good game. Tremaine Eastman, yeah, average. Pharrell George came in. He looked good at times, but he's a youngster, so yeah, we expect that. Nigel Lomwick didn't average as much as I'd like, but he did play a lot of games at right back towards the end of the season when we were rubbish. Patrick Brough came in, did well, got injured, unfortunately. Dan Sassey's come in and done well, but there we go. So final position first, average of 3,909, not too bad at all. 2 joint top goal scorers, Andrews and Anderson, that says it all. 11 goals as our top goal scorer. And we won the league by 5 points. And Harrogate and Stevenage were the 2 got relegated. So as it turned out, the top 4 also got promoted with Wimbledon winning the playoffs. Biggest win, a 4-0 win. Match to remember, a 2-1 win against Walsall. And at the goal of the season, scoring team effort from 21 metres out. There we go. Finances. So sponsorship was up considerably. That's on shirt sponsorship, and there was an extra sponsorship. Hopefully it goes up again. Broadcast revenue a lot higher, so that's good. Corporate has doubled. Competition prize money has increased. That's mainly the league, I would guess, because we were 3rd round knockout on the FA Cup on both occasions. And match day commercial retail. Much of a muchness there. Look. Mumbai was the top shirt seller. And we made 40,000. How we lined up. That probably, unfortunately, that's our number 1 tactic, simply because we ran out of defenders and then we ran out of wing backs. But yeah, so Lomwick, Crompton, Sassey, yeah, can't complain about that. Schofield, Willis and Anderson, yeah, with Brough would have probably been in there had he not been injured. Wood and Mbaya, yes. Shaw, okay. Andrews and George. So yeah, all in all, yeah, pretty much it. Fans player of the season, Isaac Mbaya, young player, Mbaya. Signing of the season, Schofield. Goal of the season, Wood. Top goal scorer, Andrews. Assist for Willis. Schofield had most man of the matches. And the record breakers, oldest scorer, the now retired Romain Sawyers. And most clean sheets from Ryan Schofield. So that's 2nd time in 3 years that we've done that. And then we've also claimed September, December, February and manager of the season. All in all, not a bad season. Fab. And Salford City were the overachievers, yes. So now it's just a case of wait. Hopefully we get a few teams interested in some of these players. And should that happen, we should get some money in the bank. Although we only keep 30% of our transfer revenue up to 1.55 million. And after that, you only get 10%. So it could be that we actually make a few million this summer if I can get rid of these players like Pharrell. There's 1.3, another 300. another 300. Sassy, another 300. Dubole, almost 300. Patrick Roth, 100 and whatnot. So, if we actually get movement from these players, it could be that we are only getting 10% revenue, but we're going to be League One, so it's mainly, if not all, going to be free transfers. So we'll wait, see what happens on that end, and hopefully we'll get a bit of a commercial summary. Oh, a 2-year deal worth 80,000, so that's doubled. So that's good. The new scouting budget, 47. And it costs 20,000 to do League 2. Yeah. We won't have any. So we'll leave it like that for the time being, and as soon as we start getting some transfers done, we'll come back. Right, I'll start with the elephant in the room. Yes, I've got changed. Yes, it's a different day. It just got too late yesterday when I was recording this. I had hoped to get the summer out of the way, but it didn't work out like that. So we'll go straight into it. It's 2nd of July. We've had all the major releases on the 1st, and we've gone out, asked our director of football for some recommendations. I've just gone in, asked him for recommendations, and got a load of players in on trial. Some of them, like Murillo, very, very potentially good, a decent League One player, and having a quick chat to the agent, and he says, "How much?" And one thing we'll notice straight away: Spanish, 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 more Spanish, 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 and a Portuguese. Yes, he's really done one for me. So it means there's either a very poor crop of free transfers this year, in which case we are struggling, or he's just said these are the best ones. The tier underneath might be British and we can actually sign them, but we won't know for a week or so. So we're stuck here. I've basically gone through and checked out and said, any of you wanting to take a decent amount? They're all coming around about $5,000. We got down to Amar Olara. He's a left back. He's 6'3". Could be all right. We've gone in. We've offered him a contract because he wanted less money, effectively. So we've offered. We'll see what happens with him. So he's played for San Sebastian C. He's almost played 100 games for them now. So we'll see if he's any good. I've also offered a contract to Charlie MacArthur, a 6'3" centre back. He could be all right. Coach is saying Panorama National, good Skyback Championship, so it might be somewhere in between. But with those two being offered contracts, we look at the finances and we're already over. So we certainly need to start moving some players on. So our overall balance is pretty good at the moment. What have we had come in? Some season ticket money. So look at that. It came in as £1 million this year. Wow, we had a early lot of season tickets come in, so I haven't really paid too much attention. There was one bid for Sassy. Peterborough came in for him, offered us 300,000, said we'll take that, and he said I won't go there. So yes, we're waiting, and hopefully we can start shifting some players out. Isaac and Bayer we're happy with, but Harry Wood, there's a lot of these players on a lot of money that it's just too much for us to actually build a squad around. So, yes, transfers in. We have signed a youngish left winger who can also play on the right. So, Adrian Akande, he was of Reading, one game in League One with them last year. He's had 3 games previously in the Championship with them as well. Surprisingly, no loans, but he's come in, he's signed, fringe player contract, 1,600 a week. So in that aspect, it's quite good. I think there was another. Was there another one? No, that was it. And like I say, we've had Jack Arthurs go out on loan, and I think there's a loan pending for Luke Porcelli. So that must be in the offering. Transfer centre out. So yeah, there's the 300,000 for Sassy. Tyler Fletcher is another one as well. So Tranmere have come in for Tyler Fletcher, covering most of his wages, I believe. And it's going to bring in a few quid as well. So we'll see. Oh no, he was actually a transfer, was it? There we go. I can't even remember that much. 36,000. So it's less than his value, but it goes up to 115 if he meets all the clauses. So it could be a good bit of business. He's a decent squad player for the Vanarama. So being a League One now, probably not good enough. So there could be a bit of movement. We really need to start shifting some other players out, and then hopefully, once we've done that, we can reevaluate the squad and see if we can bring in a couple of stars and a number of players that are just going to be decent squad players that can help us out. But what are they saying now? Almost 4 stars, and he's a good Sky Bet League 2 player, so it's going to be tough. They have said that Schofield, he's gone up to decent Sky Bet League 1, so I've taken him off the list. It might be that we have to stick with Schofield again, so we'll see. It all depends on whether we can get some money in for the big players that have got some value to them. If they do, we can then chop that into the wage budget and see what we're left with. So I'll crack on, see if I can get some players in through the door, see if I can get some out, and we'll go from there. Right, so here we are then. It's the end of the summer, and we'll have a look at the transfers. So we've sold £425,000 worth of player. Josh Andrews 44, Tyler Fletcher up to 115, but about 42. Lucas Dubale 75. We've had a couple of loans with Kelly and McLeod. Nathan Shaw's gone for 74, and Harry Wood we've let go on loan, paying most of his wages. And then Harry Anderson was one of the late ones. Tranmere came in, 170,000. There was an interest from somebody else as well. They were willing to pay 130. Accepted both of them, and thankfully went to Tranmere to get the extra cash. Incomings then, we've got 3 players in on loan. I've not done any of those. That is the director of football. So we've got Eric Hammelberg, a central midfielder. He looks fairly decent. Our coaches say he's a League 2. Then we've got the winger, Christy Giacomini. Hopefully I've got that somewhere near right. No real pace. Decent acceleration. Can dribble. Coach report. Decent Vanarama national. So, yeah, nothing right home about there. And Reno Munz. A left back, centre back, 6'2". Decentish pace. Pace. Yeah, pace and height. Our coach says a good League 2 player. So at left back, he's certainly one of those. Charlie MacArthur was one of the earlier signings. Centre back, decent potential. 2.5 star. So potentially quite decent. Good jumping reach. Decent heading and 6'3". So there's potential there for our set pieces. Ethan Ennis, he's another one. Young, fairly quick. Can play on both wings. At a push, could go up front. Fairly determined, so hopefully we'll get something out of him. Ben Lloyd, midfielder, attacking midfielder, one of the better players we signed. Probably going to be playing in the attacking midfield role. Looks quite decent, coming from previously playing a Swansea player. He's played a few times for Swansea. and loans with Newport, Yeovil and Exeter. So last year he played in League Two with us for Exeter. Didn't play too badly, 10 goal contributions. I expect more from him this year. We used our other ESC place on Rodrigo Pinheiro. He's a 6 foot, decent pace, fullback, can play left back and right back. So we've got options there, decent bit of coverage, and our scout report on him was a lot better than what we see in here. So it's one, we'll take it with a pinch of salt. And our last signing so far has been Adam Murphy, young Irish midfielder. He looked fairly decent in there. Hopefully we've got him and Isaac Mbaya that can play there. He's more of a roaming playmaker, so we'll see. See if we can fit them both in and see how he goes. And we've signed him previously from Bristol City, so he's not played a great deal in England. 2 games, but will they start? No, substitute, and 2 cup games there. But he has played in Ireland. He's had 17 appearances, 2 of them starts. So he's quite young, fresh, and in need of some football. So hopefully it's going to be quite good. So with all that said, our finances are, we've got about 5,000 in wage budget. So we could bring another 2-3 players in, depending on what sort of quality they are. And on that, we have brought in a few loans trials, just to see if we can get someone half decent in. So at the moment, we're taking a look at Shaden Morris, formerly of Aberdeen. Being quite average, so we'll see what he and our coaches think of him. And then strikers, potentially this guy could be all right. Former Norwich player. He's had a bit of experience in League One, Leyton Orient, and he's got a bit about him, 6'2". We'll see. So as I was saying before, being rudely interrupted, hopefully we'll see what the coaches say. At the moment, they are suggesting a good League Two player that he's sort of the best of what we've got at the moment. Other players in on loan, Evan Watts, I've said loan again, it's trial. Swansea, Ryan Bartram, another striker with Daniel Adu. So there's a few players there. We've also got a few down there. So we've brought a few in. We'll see how they go. But at the moment, I think we're going to pretty much struggle to fill a side. So you can see the loanees are certainly quite prominent there. And Borcelli, who Wickham have had a loan bid and have delayed it several times. We've got Dan Sassy, who's wanted, so we'll see. I don't think he's a star player anymore, but we'll see if they come in with a bid or whatever. Pharrell Willis, I think it's just a loan. So the big money players just haven't gone out the door, unfortunately, so we'll see. And then we've got players like Patrick Broth, just making up the numbers at the moment. So we've got far too many players making up the numbers. But we've got that little bit of budget, and we've got time. We're looking at free transfers, really, so it'll just be a case of we'll fill them in, and we'll try and bring them in, and then fit them into the side as and where we can. But wrong one, tactics. But we're looking at potentially a half-decent back four. The midfield should be quite strong. And then it'll just be the front three, or the wide players and the striker that we need to improve upon. But, like I say, there's a bit of time. We've got a bit of money this time, so hopefully it will see us improve the squad. So, other key bits and pieces. So, information and general. Our media prediction is 24th. And our good old season preview has us down at 22nd at the moment. So 251, similar to Dagenham and Redbridge. So it hasn't been the greatest summer. And of course, our other bit was our reputation is a 2-star, so it's gone up half a star. So at least on that aspect, we've gone that little bit better and jumped up above certainly where we were last year, where we're a League 2 club and there was many Panorama national teams above us. So I'm fairly confident we'll finish sort of a lower mid-table as a worst, and hopefully we will fill out the squad with a few decent players just to guarantee that we get at least that position, if not better. The one thing we don't want to do is get relegated. And on other news, I was offered a new 3-year contract, which has been signed, a bump in pay and a promotion wage rise in the process there. And obviously we've got money in the bank, so let's see if we can get a coaching course. So my reputation is bigger than the club, so it is a bit iffy now. We're in that situation where the club don't really want to be sending people away on coaching courses for them to get a better reputation and then potentially jump ship. But I've just signed the 3-year contract, so it might be that it's all good. And at the moment, I'm on a A- rating, so we're all good there. So that wraps up our summer, and we will soon be playing Blackpool. So hopefully you'll be able to join us for that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hello.